YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another movie update. This time, The Hobbit. I just kind of wanted to sit down and talk about some of the actors that are going to be in the film. Pete Jackson has a video posted of on-set stuff they've already started. I want to talk about returning actors, some rumored actors that are going to be in the film, and just kind of kick off the whole Hobbit discussion. So, without any further ado, The Hobbit. All right, so Peter Jackson is directing this film. Originally, he was just going to produce it. He didn't want to go behind the camera again, and Del Toro was actually going to direct this film. Um, Obviously, best known for his Hellboy movies, along with several other great films. I think he would have done a great job with it. Uh, but it just didn't happen that way. There were problems with union strikes in New Zealand, MGM's financial issues, and it just kept getting putting off and put off and put off. And finally, Del Toro decided that he couldn't waste any more of his life waiting for this movie, essentially. So he ended up departing the picture. And after some discussions of another director, Pete Jackson decided that, well, he's just going to have to buck up and do it. And filming got delayed a little bit here this spring because Jackson had to go in for surgery. So that kind of pushed production back, but it has begun. Again, comingsoon.net has got a video, a really nice little video vlog of on the set. They've rebuilt Rivendell. They've rebuilt Hobbiton. They've done a lot of really cool looking sets. He says we're going to see more of Rivendell that we didn't see in the other films. And there's also some really good footage of the goblin caves that where the goblins come out, steal the ponies from the dwarves, and Bilbo falls down the crevice and meets up with Gollum. So, really good video. I'm going to put a link to it on this review. Check it out. Very cool stuff. And we've heard rumor, and it was expected. And Jackson pretty much tells us in this little video that it's going to be in 3D, where he puts a pair of Shutter 3D glasses on the camera and makes a joke about the audience being in 3D looking really cool. So I'm excited on a 3D point to see that. I think that's going to be really cool. Probably, I'm hoping, one of the better 3D movies that will be coming to us. So, we'll have to check it out. All right, so returning cast members. I want to talk about this. Frodo is going to be in the movie, although he's not in the novels. He's going to, I believe, bookend the films by reading There and Back Again, A Hobbit's Holiday, the big red book from the movie. So he's going to be reading that. And yesterday, it was announced that Ian Holm will be returning as Old Bilbo. So that is pretty cool. So I'm presuming, in addition to Old Bilbo, Frodo, Orlando Bloom will be coming back as Legolas. So that's probably going to mean that these characters we're going to see in the Grey Havens, where they're reading it, something to that kind of nature, or they're in Rivendell about to take off to the Grey Havens. I'm not really sure. Obviously, Gandalf is back. We have our Grey Wizard. Kate Blanchett is returning to reprise her role. Andy Serkis obviously doing Gollum, and he was actually, according to the video vlog, the first one on set in makeup camera. So that's interesting. And we also have Mr. Weaving back as Elrond. And then something I noticed on IMDb, and I haven't heard this, and kind of odd to me that Chris Lee will be returning as Sauron the White. I don't particularly remember him from the original Hobbit books. I'm gonna have to go back and read that. If you guys have heard anything about that or remember him being in the book, let me know. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Let's talk about these characters, where we're going to see them. Obviously, we're going to see Kate Blanchett and Weaving. We're definitely going to see them in the forests. Gandalf is going to have a major role in this one. Again, I think the top three characters there we're going to see in bookend format. Um, who do we have playing Bilbo? That's going to be the young Bilbo. I was like, who's this going to be? Well, let's take a look. All right, so now here is our Bilbo Baggins. Mr. Martin Freeman will be playing the famed Hobbit. So he's going to play the young Bilbo Baggins in this adventure, which Mr. Freeman has been in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the theatrical U.S. release, as well as Sherlock, the new series that's on BBC, which if you have not seen, just go buy the Blu-rays. It's that amazing. He's a great actor. He does a great job in everything I've seen him in. I loved him in Hitchhiker's Guide. He's fantastic in Sherlock, which is just a greatly and well-written series, and he does a very good job as Holmes. So I'm excited to see him as Bilbo. I can totally see him as Bilbo, and I can't wait for him to put on the suit and head out that hole. That didn't sound right, did it? Okay, another main character I wanted to talk about is Thorin Oakenshield. He will be played by actor Richard Armitage, or Armitage, or however you pronounce his name. If you know, let me know. I look forward to your emails. So he's going to be Thorin, which is another big character in this movie. Looking at him, and every time I think of The Hobbit, I think of the old Bastion Rankin, so you'll see those images up here a lot for me. Yeah, he's got some pretty intense eyes, which is needed for Thorin, and obviously he's going to have a beard. He's got an elongated face, kind of a longer nose. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of makeup and everything on there. I haven't really seen anything he's been in that I know of. So I guess we'll just have to see. I'm not too familiar with his work. We'll see where it goes. He's definitely got the eye set, I think, for it. We'll see how he does with the makeup. All right, I just kind of want to run through the rest of the cast that is so far credited to be in the film. There's a rumor on IMDb that Saoirse Ronan, is that how her name is pronounced? She's rumored to play Ataro. Not really sure. I haven't seen or heard anything about that. If you guys know anything, definitely let me know. Let's see, who else on here? Bourne will be played by Michael Persbrandt. Aidan Turner will be Killy. Boffer is going to be played by James Nesbitt, which is pretty cool. Let's see, looking at the list here, who else? Brian Blessed as King Dane. That's a rumor, according to IMDb. It has not been made official. I haven't heard anything of it. Philly was played by Robert Kaczynski. However, he's had to back out of it. He's had some personal issues, and there was a press release today saying that he had to leave the cast, which is nothing really new to Pete Jackson. He was going to have Townsend. Townsend was going to be Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings movies, and he ended up bailing out. And they cast Aragorn as we know him now, Viggo. They cast him like the day before they started shooting, so I don't think that's going to be that big a deal. Dwalin is Graham McTavish. Sylvester McCoy is going to play Radagast, the Brown. Jeffrey Thomas is King Thror. Dominic Keating is rumored to be Galleon. Jed Brophy is Nori. Ken Stott will be Balin. Stephen Hunter will be Bomber. And then Owen and Ori will be played by John Callan and Adam Brown, respectively. William Kircher is Boffer. Glowin will be Peter Hambleton. Mark Hadlow is Dory. King Thrain, it says Michael Mizrahi as King Thrain. And Drogo Baggins, is said to be played by Ryan Gage. So there's the rest of the cast. According to IMDb, a lot of those dwarves I've already heard of. I've seen them. In fact, I've seen them on the video. They're on set at the dinner table party at the beginning of the Hobbit book. So if you watch that video, you'll see a lot of those dwarves getting ready and doing, stage sets and things like that. So, but that's the rest of our cast thus far. All right. And the last rumor I wanted to talk about, and I've seen it on IMDb and I've seen it a couple other places on the internet, is Smaug to be voiced by none other than Mr. Spock, Leonard Nimoy. I find that amazingly cool. I think that would be really, really, really nice. Leonard Nimoy has a fantastic voice, a very distinctive voice. I think he would be great. So I have no problems with this casting. My personal want for that role when they first started talking about the movie was actually Sam Jackson. I think he would have made a fantastic Smaug. But I have no problems with Nimoy taking that role, which, interestingly enough, Leonard Nimoy is also doing some voice work in the new Transformers movie, The Dark of the Moon, where he'll be playing Sentinel Prime. And he was quoted saying that he was happy to be back to Transformers because he obviously did Galvatron in the 1986 movie. And another interesting little fact about Mr. Nimoy is that Michael Bay is related to him by marriage. He's married to Nimoy's cousin. And so he sees him all the functions, and I guess Michael Bay was real sketchy about asking him to do the voice in Transformers. But so it looks like Mr. Nimoy will be doing some pretty big voice work over the next few years. So very excited to see that. I hope that comes to fruition. I would love to see him as the Dragon Smaug. So there it is. There is our Hobbit update as of right now. Take a look at some of my other videos on 3D movies, Transformers, various other stuff, and keep an eye out for other Hobbit updates as I get them.